All right, hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Once Upon a Game, a story game variety show where we play a one-shot of a story game or some other role-playing game, and we play it, and we have a good time. And you can join us if you're ever interested and be like, oh, wow, this game's awesome. I will give you a link to where to get this game, or if you ever want to play it, hang out with me on Discord. Hit ! Discord in chat, and come join us and play these awesome, fun games. And what kind of game are we playing today? We're playing Downfall, my favorite game in 2016 by Carolyn Mark Hobbs. Less than 3 games. Also, Washingtonians. It's been super fun. I've been playing this game since the playtest, and man, I just can't get enough of it. But it's a GMless game this time around, and it's gonna be fun to do this stuff. And just like any GMless game, just like any story game, it's not just going to be me having something prepared and us doing something. It's going to be everyone coming together, because these games are basically skeletons and we flesh them out with our ideas and creativity and stuff like that. And so in order to do that, you have to bring people along to play with. And my two semi-willing subjects this evening, Golden H and Lauren Zandred. So welcome to the show. Golden, I'll just go in the order of the overlays. Golden, how are you doing today?
Doing pretty good. Went to the doctor's office. I'm still alive.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's doctors do try to kill you a lot, so I'm glad to hear that everything's going okay.
They gave me a vaccine, Eric.
Why? Are you okay?
It's for the common flu.
Is it for those aliens? Oh, okay. I thought it was an alien infestation again.
It might be. Okay.
Yeah, it happens. Cool. And we also have a newcomer to the show, Zandred.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Cool. And now I asked you beforehand, you never played Downfall, but tell me a little bit, have you ever played a story game before?
Not entirely sure what you mean by that, but I do have a lot of experience with like Apocalypse World.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, no, that's awesome. I always wondered because it's easier sometimes to explain games based on other things and whatnot. And so it's always cool to get someone's idea. It's totally cool. This is a great game, actually, if you've never played a game before. Excuse me. And cool. All right, so then we can kind of get into what we're doing. The first rule and the sort of the meta rule that trumps all other rules is that we're playing a role-playing game. Is this right? Remember that we are people first playing a game. Oh, pronouns. Also, I am he, him. Just easy for reference. I'm he, him. Golden.
Yeah, you can use he, him.
And Zandred.
Also he, him.
Cool. Okay, cool. Always want to ask just to make sure. Okay. So yeah, the meta rule is that we are players first playing a game. Because of that, if there's something that comes up in the game that's troubling and you don't want it, let us know. If it's something, if you don't feel comfortable vocalizing it, we have several things to do. We can either have private message chats. We have all those types of things to do. So we can work around that. Also, we should be I was going to say villagers to one another. We should be vigilant to one another, just to make sure that let's spot if some people are not having fun, or like someone starts becoming like sullen or something. Just check in on each other, just making sure everything's okay, right? We should be doing that as people playing a game. And other than that, we can actually begin discussing the rules. So yeah, Downfall is entirely this beautiful game. We're going to be constructing a society and then destroying it. We're going to be lighting this beautiful bonfire and then watching it get destroyed. This is a light game that often features pretty heavy stuff. Or maybe not. We'll see. I've had several times. I've had several of my greatest role-playing game experiences have come from this game. I use this game's setup creation through great extent for my previous Olympus Overdrive game. So I really like it for a world building component. So even if you just watch the first hour of their game, just watching how we construct a world is super fascinating and super fun to use and capitalize on in a game. Okay. So with that all the way, we're setting up a game, and then we're setting up a society, and then we're going to pick a main character who's going to try to reform it, and they're going to fail, and our society is going to crumble. And that is what we're doing today. That is how the game works. I will kind of describe the rest of how it's done in each piecemeal. It's a very procedural game, and so we're going to start by creating our world. And just like any good world, our world begins with its own undoing. We will start with creating the flaw that our society and culture embodies and perpetuates, and we'll discuss what it exactly means. So I have a little handout here on the sheet of a little box of example flaws to choose from. If it's too small to read, if you're watching this on mobile or something, it's like ambition, classism, complacency, cowardice, greed, jealousy, loyalty, nationalism, perfectionism, sexism, vanity, all your classic flaws. So are any of these things, is any of these ones in particular striking any sort of interest or excitement from you two? Don't be shy.
I like greed.
Nothing particular.
Okay. Then I'm cool with going with greed with you. So let's do greed.
Cool.
So I will write down for our flaw. You're in big old letters. Greed.
I mean, greed's so broad as well.
Right. And ooh. Forgive me, I don't have the list of elements to choose from. Because the next thing we're going to be doing is, before we get into constructing our society, is that we're going to build our world together. And the way this works is going to be taking turns choosing one of these elements from a list. And of course, I need to grab the list of elements for us to choose from. We can also make our own. But I would prefer to do it this way, if you don't mind.
Sure, get some examples at least.
Yeah, so some examples of this would be like air, blood, echo, empire, grass, highway, ink, steel, water. Basically, we're going to be using these elements as almost like a tarot to then interpret in what our society is built on. So, for example, if we had ink and air, it could be that the seas are black and our society floats above in airships or something like that, right?
Cool.
We will come up with those sort of ideas and concepts after we choose our 3 elements.
Oh, 3 elements. Oh.
Yeah. Not 3 elements each. Each of us is choosing one, and we're going to have 3 elements total to work from.
Sure.
And okay, I guess typing. Here we go. Starting the old update. There we go. So now we have a giant list of elements to choose from. Take a minute, look through the whole list here, or make up your own. And then when we all have, don't tell us what it is yet. Keep it quiet, keep it secret, keep it safe. And then just let me know when you are ready and you have selected one of these elements to proceed with, but do not say it yet. Because then once we've all done it, then we'll all take turns saying it quietly. So we're not trying to, we don't influence ourselves. Or even better, do it this way. Write it into the Roll20 chat, and then, but don't say it, and then on the count of 3 you can press enter and we'll all reveal it simultaneously.
What if we all choose the same thing, or?
Then we'll pick we'll pick another element, right?
Okay. There's no benefit to staking them?
No, it's better to actually have 3 separate ones.
Cool.
Okay. Mine's entered. I'm ready to go. Is everyone else good?
What if I've thought of one that isn't on the list?
Yep, that's okay, because you can make up your own.
Okay.
Yep, I'm ready.
I'm ready as well.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Press enter. Steam, bridges, and snow.
Ooh.
Those are good. Steam, bridges, and snow. So we're going to take a minute here to kind of think about what our society, what our haven could look like. So, this game is a story game, so we don't have any strong formal rules for what our society looks like. We can just basically make stuff up as we go. So first off, what kind of time period do you think this is? Is this or maybe genre? Is this a fantasy place? Do we think this might be cyberpunk or modern? What are we leaning towards? What does this come out and say to us?
It definitely feels steampunk.
Yeah, because I put steam in there. That seems right. Like rails and stuff. You're thinking I don't want to do Snowpiercer. But I definitely feel like there's some there's some credence there. There's definitely some things to think about in those styles.
We could be like deep underground using geothermal energy, and then it wouldn't necessarily have to be steampunk. But I'm good with steampunk. You guys both want steampunk?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm cool with that too.
So is it pure steampunk?
I don't know, because let's talk about bridges and stuff. So what do we think of when we think of bridges? So I think of like large spans. So are we like over something that's frozen?
Well, the key part about bridges to me is that they are high up. I also just would have went with highways.
Yeah, so like that's what I'm thinking. I think of spans over something that's not traversable, right?
Okay.
So
Hmm.
what do we think this kind of looks like?
Maybe it's like a frozen river or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
part of me thinks. So are we sold on the cyberpunk or steampunk?
Sure.
Because what if it's a colony?
Hmm.
I mean, it could be like
like a
over a
moon.
volcano caldera.
Yeah, that's
Then there'd be steam all the time. But yeah, I mean, this is why I asked about steampunk, because if we have steampunk, then there's our steampunk. But what do you guys want?
yeah. So I guess what? No, I mean I'm cool. I'm cool with steampunk too. I was just throwing out ideas. So if it's steampunk, I just want to think of what are the bridges over? What do they cross? Like what is the thing underneath them? Is it steam or is it snow, or something else?
Or maybe it's just like over nothingness. Because I was actually thinking like Heimdall from the Marvel movies.
Is it just like stuff? Or is it just like a floating society in the sky?
Or like between different worlds even. Or
Yeah.
we can just be way more laid back and down to earth. And then we could have like mechanical bridges that go up and down. Steampunk bridges. Like getting out of the way of skyships and stuff. I don't know, man.
I'm
I
cool
just
with
want
that.
the bridges to be high up in the air. Like not like little tiny bridges, but big suspension bridges.
Yeah, like I think our society sits on a bridge connected to things.
The bridges
I feel
actually
like
hold
a
up.
bridge between two mountains.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Ooh,
thinking too.
Sure.
And like, yeah, like we live there. Like we live on that bridge. Like our haven is the bridge. So
Sure.
it's not like our haven is connected by bridges. It's that our haven is the bridge. No? Yes?
We are the
Idea?
bridge between these two mountains.
What if? Yeah, I think it isn't the bridge exactly, but like on a platform on the bridge, maybe something that hangs from it.
Yeah, of course. Like
Because- It would be really cool at some point if the city started moving.
sure, that works for me. I love that idea. The things shuffle around on the bridge. But the concept, yeah, the thing that's important to me is that our city and our society is not on the anchors of the bridge, but the actual span,
Oh yeah, on the span of the
right?
bridge.
Like whatever that shape takes. Like, I feel like that's the important part.
Yeah.
So what do we call our society? What's our haven? What's our name?
Let's look up synonyms for bridges.
Yeah, I mean, the span is like the easy one.
I mean, is it Victorian
The
steampunk?
arc or the arch.
Is it the Prince Charles Bridge? And we can name our town Charleston or something like that. Like
Link, join, span, arch, suspension. Just thinking of various things that involve bridges. Tension.
or like bridge in other languages.
That's what I'm doing now. I've got bridge in Latin.
What's that?
Pontum.
Yeah.
Eh,
So
Breaking it down, I've got pons, Pons.
I looked up bridge in Thai is Safan.
Titus.
What's bridge in Swedish? It's bro.
Bro. Brolton.
Bro, I cannot do Bro Town. I'm sorry. as much as I thought having a Nordic name would be
That's
good.
just-
I'm gonna have to.
Brohaven.
I know. I don't want to.
I'm sold on it.
Cool, and they play lacrosse.
Welcome
Sild?
to Brohaven.
Soda's Estonian.
Soda?
SILD.
Oh, Sild.
I think Irish is Drakehead. I'm probably mispronouncing all these things too. So
Drake, yeah. Drakid?
yeah,
Yeah, whatever we want to name it. It's honestly naming things is the hardest part of
Yeah.
anything.
Are you want to roll a die and pick one? And re-roll on bro.
No, we're not. That's where we're at.
How would you spell bro? Oh, let me just.
BROUGH, of course.
Oh, of course. Bruges is it in Dutch? In Hibulo is in Zulu. Daraha sounds good.
Draha.
Yeah, Daraha.
Daraha.
Daraha is bridge in Swahili.
Hey, I can do that.
Let's do Daraha. I like that. That's not that bad of a name.
Nah, let's do that one.
I've definitely heard worse names. Cool.
Bro.
Yeah. Bro Haven. So, our haven is the bridge of Daraha and spanning two mountains, which we haven't decided yet, but that's fine.
Mountain A.
We're not being we're not going to be realistic, right? This is just like a fantasy steampunk, like different alternate place, right? I'd prefer to do that
Yeah.
because I don't want to.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everyone eats ramen because obviously there's no farmland.
Okay, so the next thing we get to do is I enlarge this giant list of categories. We're each going to take turns creating what's called a tradition.
Okay.
And the way traditions work in this game is that for Daraha, our culture is defined by traditions. We're going to do it twice, so we're going to have a total of 6 different traditions. And remember, these traditions all have to be related in some way, shape, or form to the flaw. So the flaw has influenced these traditions that we have, and a tradition is a representation of one of these categories and how it gets expressed in our society. So for example, in the book, there's an example of secrecy as the flaw, and there's a relationship. And one second, I'm going to sneeze. Damn it. See, sometimes when you can say that, it stops it, but that was not one of those times. Mistakes were made. So the example they give in the book, right, is that the flaw is secrets, and then someone wants to use the relationship or the categories relationships as as their tradition they want to do, and because it's secrecy, they define their secret tradition as people can only proclaim their love to the person, their lover, their paramour, in what's called the Forbidden Grove, and that's like the tradition of the society. That's the only place you're allowed to declare your love. And so that's kind of an example, right? So we can be pretty open and creative for what we want to do.
Nice.
And we're just going to be coming up with one of these. And I think we're all going to kind of just pick one of these so we don't repeat categories. And then what's going to happen is we're going to, once we pick one, the person to our left is going to create the picture or representation of what this looks like. There's going to be a physical representation of this in our world. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's called a symbol. Okay, and for example, that Forbidden Grove example, the symbol that the book provides us is that people who are in love, they keep what's called a black leaf, which grows only in the grove as a symbol of their affection, right? So it's pretty straightforward. Just don't overthink it. Just go with the first thing that comes in your head. Really, that'd be cool. So let's go ahead and look at these categories. And how about Xandred? How about you choose the category first? So let's all go choose a category, and then we're gonna quietly type up what our tradition is, and then we'll take turns reading it, and then we'll create the symbols for them. Okay.
Sure.
So Xandred, how about you go first? Which category of these do you want to choose?
Um, how about government?
Okay.
Cool.
Cool. Golden.
We'll go with justice.
Okay. And I'm going to choose fashion.
Fashion.
Cool. So, Xandred, write down the category you chose in this box, and then write the description of what you're going to do for that tradition. Golden, take the one next to that one, and then I'm going to take this one up here in the top. Okay.
All right.
So something like this, right? So I'm going to put fashion up there, and then I'm going to write up my description. Remember, it has this idea that we're coming up with. It has to tie back into the flaw. It has to relate to greed. Okay. Mine's done. And are you still typing up yours, Xandred?
Yes.
Awesome.
Ah, you want like that. Right.
Typing is hard.
Oh, you don't have to tell me twice.
Hang on, I got a phone call.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Golden.
Yeah.
Okay. Describe for us what you have for justice.
Oh, down. People love justice, always wanting to be subject to moral laws. So much so that they pay multiple adjudicators to hold them accountable to the laws in each of their jurisdictions.
So, can you? Why does this exemplify the flaw of greed?
Because people have to collect more of everything. And in this case, they're collecting more responsibilities.
And so the justice system just is like they're collecting more and more laws.
Yeah, like they're paying lawmakers to make more laws. So
Okay.
the most laws.
Okay. Can we condense that down to just to that?
All right. Uh, but I want there to be more than one.
Well, it's just that someone has to write in that box too. The symbol of what
Oh,
this looks like.
oh.
So if you could, like, imagine there's a line in the middle of that box.
Sure. I didn't realize. I thought I was
No
trying
problem.
to.
That's why I like spushed mine up in the corner.
Sure. How's that?
It's good.
So we got a bunch of nudists, Eric.
You have a bunch
Oh.
of what?
Nudists.
I made a mistake and
No.
lost my text.
Oh no.
Well, at least I know what I'm typing now.
Yeah. Yeah. So going just to their tradition is that our society is greedy for more and more justice, and they equate justice with laws. So they are constantly writing new and more nuanced laws. Mine is fashion, and and the exemplary fact of greed is that it's considered impolite to wear the same clothes twice. So you know that you are less off by you wearing the same clothes. So the richer you are, the more you can afford more and more clothes, and so you never you never leave your house in the same outfit.
It's a lot of clothes.
Yes.
Can you wear somebody else's clothes?
Yeah. It's not as long as it's not your same outfit.
Hmm. I imagine there's a lot of clothes rental places.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you brought that up because I was actually thinking about that.
It's the million thrift stores.
Oh, for sure.
You probably have peddlers going from door to door with clothing.
Yeah. Oh, this holiday's coming up. Are you ready? Are you prepared?
Yeah.
Hire one of my favorite, Dara's favorite suits. I'm Dara Dan, the suit salesman.
Oh yeah.
Get your fresh suits. Okay, so Xandred, tell us about what your government tradition and how it relates to the greed.
So my government tradition is that I can probably shorten this. From age 20 to 30, men are required to go out and gather resources for the colony, probably in mechs or something.
Yeah,
Nice.
definitely in mechs, right? Let's go. You can create stuff. Yeah, so there's mechs. Of course there's
yeah.
mechs. It's steampunk.
But how big are the mechs? That's what's important.
Oh, they like small or like scythe sized. Have you ever played the board game Scythe?
Nope.
Like Scythe. They have like these giant. It's like World War One mechs, and they're like these giant hulking machines. That's what I think of. Okay, cool. So now what we're going to do is that we're going to quote unquote pass our cards to the right, and so that means that Golden, I get to write up what your justice thing looks like.
Okay.
Golden, you get to write up what the government thing looks like from Xandred,
Sure.
and Xandred, you get to write up the symbol for what my fashion thing looks like. Okay. Were you here? Were you able to hear what I meant when I did the symbols and what that means, or do you want a refresher?
A refresher would be nice.
No problem. Remember, so the example from the book, right? The example given that from secrecy is the flaw, and then the tradition was relationships, people swearing their love in the Forbidden Grove. The symbol of that tradition of swearing your love in the Forbidden Grove, like the symbol that we would come up with here would be that couples carry what's called a black leaf, which only grows in that garden. And that's the thing that they keep. It's their keepsake that shows their relationship. And so what we'll do here is we will write up what the symbol is of each of these traditions. Okay?
Oh, we're not drawing it.
No. You can draw a symbol, like totally, but you should also write it.
My God, so many it's so much clothing.
Yeah.
All right.
I will draw it as well because we're doing that, I suppose.
Now I've got to think, what type of symbol would you use when you aren't allowed to wear it twice?
I have a couple ideas, but it's your thing to come up with, not me.
Which one won't let me zoom in? There we go.
There we go. All right. So I did mine first. I'll go ahead and describe what I came up with. So for Daraha, our Haven, and our Justice, and the ever amounting sets of laws, the only way everyone can keep informed and up to date of what's going on is that in the newspaper there's a little slip. It's called the Daily Ordinance Papers, and everybody gets it, and everybody's required to read it every day.
Oh,
Those
so it's like a physical thing.
Oh yeah, it's like a writ of, hey, these are the new laws. These are the ones that's changed. It's like it's literally a game change log, right?
I thought it was like a symbol, like on a flag or something.
It is a
What is
symbol. The physical symbol is the piece of paper that has all the changes to the laws on,
Okay.
right? And it also carries the symbol of the, I guess like the ruling government. Is it a royal? Is it a monarchy? Are we a republic? I'll ask the government person, Xandred. What's our government like? Is it a republic? Is it a monarchy? Do we have a king? Is it a duke? You know,
I mean,
or a
I
duchess?
assume that there's some sort of voting that's going on, but the votes have been skewed because whoever's...
Oh, then it's a council. Of course, it's a council.
Ah, yes, council.
The council. Yes, the council decree. The homeowners association. The bridge owners association.
Yeah, I said the symbol of government is a mecha with huge shoulder pads holding a massive ruby.
Ooh, so maybe that is something to do with what we're doing in these mountains. We're ruby mining.
Maybe.
I like it. Cool. So, that's good. So it's a giant mecha. It's like the regal mecha, and it's got a massive ruby.
Oh yeah.
Cool. So then I imagine that's on the uniforms of the people also that gather stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
I tried to make it kind of circular, so it looked
Yeah.
on a stamp too.
No problem. And Xandred, what did you come up with for the fashion?
I'm changing it slightly.
Okay.
Bam.
Okay. So go ahead and
So-
read to us what it is.
Everyone has a stone embedded in their head from birth. They may only buy clothes in this color, so it's easy to tell when you're wearing someone else's clothes.
Ooh, I like it. Is it a gemstone?
Yep, it's a gemstone, and you're just born with it in your forehead.
Okay. Yeah. Totally. Okay, cool. And now we get to do it again. This for the next set. We all pick a category, and we're gonna do the same thing. Only this time, I believe we're passing it to our left, so the other person gets to do it. We just reverse this, right?
Cool.
Just we don't pick a category that was chosen in the first round, right? So Golden, how about you start this time, and then Xandra, then me.
I'm gonna go with love.
Okay. Just go ahead and secure yourself one of these cards. Write that category in the top right corner, like we've been doing, and we go from there. Cool, Xandra, what about you?
Military.
Okay. And then to me. I'm gonna choose entertainment. Cool. Now I don't need the categories anymore. Remember, this has to just relate to the flaw, or has to relate to greed. Cool.
Oops.
All right,
Subtle
Xandra,
mouse.
how about you go first?
Okay. I've chosen military, and we war with other bridge cities for resources.
Yeah. Cool.
Nothing like greed.
That's absolutely cool. And how about you, Golden? Your microphone's not working.
Oh, sorry. People don't marry, but they enter into exclusive contracts with as many people as they share mutual love.
Ooh.
The polyamorous society.
Yes.
Yeah. And mine's
Concubines everywhere.
entertainment. Rich and poor alike play Atari. Hatari, not the Atari. Hatari is basically poker, and obviously gambling is strongly encouraged.
Nice.
Did you want to write in that gambling is strongly encouraged?
Yeah, I will write that, right?
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna write it. I'm gonna be even more forceful. It has to be gambled with real money or real currency.
Right.
You can't play without gambling.
Yeah. So if you're too poor to not play Atari, like everyone always carries a couple bucks for Atari, like everyone does. Just you have to. Like you would rather not eat. That's how important this is. You know, it's how you connect. It's how people relate to one another.
Sure.
It's how you play. It's around the tables. All right, let's see if we can do this. Have this playing while we do this.
We have soundtrack now.
Yeah. I found depressing steampunk music, which seems to fit very, very on brand for this one.
Nice.
Cool. But now that we have created our world, and now we have to go ahead and do the our final traditions. We swap again, and now we create the symbols for what we're doing, right? Like how we did beforehand. So this time, we're going the other way around. So, Xandra, I will be writing up the symbol for the military, right? Xandra, you'll be writing up the symbol for love, and then Golden, you'll be writing the symbol for entertainment.
Yeah. I always like music like this. It makes me happy.
Oh, yes, depressing steampunk music it really brings out the joy in us all.
Absolutely.
I don't live it weird that way. There's a song called Hope by man, what's the band name?
Is it by like sadness?
This by like a death metal band. Not really death metal, but by Apocalyptica. Reminds me of that.
There we go. Okay. I finished mine. Oh, have we all finished?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Xandred, how about you go first?
Okay, so the symbol of love is that you must tattoo the gemstone of your partner to your arm.
Aww.
Or partners.
Nice.
Yeah,
And tattoos are permanent.
That could look pretty cool.
that is cool. Cool. Golden.
The cards used to play Hatari are the money itself. Collectible currency with jewels encrusted into engraved marble blocks.
Oh my god, it's literally a pay-to-win deck! Oh my god! Yes! Golden is amazing!
Of course it's pay to win.
It's
Why
pay to
wouldn't it
win!
be?
Yeah, of course! No, that's what I'm saying. Of course it is. Oh, that's really good.
I mean, you
Oh,
might
I
not
didn't think of
allowed to
that.
play-
Wow, so it's
That's
not actually
disgusting.
poker, is it like some type of card game?
Yeah!
No, it's
That's
Trading card game.
Yeah, it's like only it's money. And so
Only-
it's like, so you just pull out your wallet and your hand is like 50, 50, 100, 20.
Right, right.
Oh my god. Oh, that's so insidious. Oh, I hate this place.
Wow.
And
And if I
I-
win, then I get the Ruby 300.
Yeah.
And
It just goes right in the pot. You just put your hand into
Yeah.
the pot when you lose, right?
Yeah. So my symbol for military is that losers have to come to the victor's city with a bunch of tribute. Like it's what you have to. That's how you surrender, and that's how you, like, you continuously pay tribute. Like it's like a big thing. It's like a festival, right? Like
Nice.
that's and like the military escorts them in, you know, and they have to like grovel and offer this thing, and it's like this big huge ritual, right?
Nice.
Cool. So now that we got our society done, we create our characters, and I'll describe a little bit about what's going on here. The characters themselves. Think of it like this: these are hats we're going to wear. We're going to be rotating between who's the hero, who's the fallen, who's the pillar throughout this whole game. These aren't owned by any particular person. We're just going to rotate around. Our hero is the protagonist of the story. They're the reformer. They're the ones who see the flaw being bad and what it is, and they're trying to fix it. The fallen is one of the many who actually promotes and espouses the flaw, basically just shamelessly, right? They're supposed to be challenging the hero and making their life difficult. And then lastly, you have the pillar, and the pillar is basically your ordinary person who is either ignorant or passively supportive, right? Like they're basically the privileged neutral person of this group who benefits or doesn't see the problem of this flaw, and they kind of just reflect the average person here, right? And each of these persons is going to have a relationship to our hero, and we're going to be making these characters now. Okay.
Cool. So there's only one of each.
Yes, there's only one of each. So we can obviously do the names last and stuff like that. Oh, do you want
Sure.
to? Should we each do this separately?
Well, what is the system
kinda-
for making them?
I kind of prefer to do the whole. Everybody kind of does it together because we're gonna create 3 characters. Since we're all gonna be sharing these characters, we should probably all kind of do it together.
All right. So there's no rules about.
yeah,
it's just
we don't-
Whatever.
Yeah, and we don't have to like be super what's the word? Like when we don't have to flesh out everything, we can keep a lot of stuff vague. We can just kind of tie it in here. So for example, and then obviously and the handouts here should guide us, and they do. So the occupation for our hero is what do you do, and we associate what our occupation is with a tradition, right?
Okay.
So looking up at our traditions, what do we think our hero is?
Man, is it like a soldier, or is it like a courtesan, or is it like Setzer from Final Fantasy?
Yeah, you could totally pick something like that, right? Like we make it up. We just pick one of these 6 traditions as sort of like this is what we're drawing from. We're drawing it from this one, right?
Sure.
Or multiple,
Yeah.
right?
I like all those options though.
I know these are all super good. We're too damn good at making up a world, fellas.
We can just be a tailor. We're changing the world with our seamsmanship.
Totally. Xandrid, what do you think? You muted, buddy?
I am. I've been speaking. Anyways, I was suggesting, like, what if it's like someone whose son is about to reach age 20?
Okay.
So,
How old is this person then?
So what do they work in? What's this
I don't know.
this dad?
am I making all the decisions here?
No,
No,
I mean,
no, I'm
it
just
sounds like rebellion, right? Like rebellion, maybe rebellion against the government, or do you want your son to
No, that
serve?
works for me, but like that's a good thing because obviously then the son gets to be one of these other ones. That seems like a
Right.
pretty clear one. Do they work for the government? Are they like a bureaucrat? I'm thinking they work for the justice group. They're like they're a lawyer or something like that.
Yeah, they're actually a judge.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's do that.
and that we tie it together. They're a bureaucrat. They're a clerk.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, when I say clerk, I mean like like a scribe or like not just like someone who shuffles papers, but as actually a middle judge or like judge assistant or something like that.
sure.
Yeah.
What if his son has some sort of disease, and so he doesn't want him to go out, and
Yeah.
but it is required.
That's so good. But we need to we should save that for either the Fallen or a Pillar, who is no doubt going to be the son, right? Like obviously one of these people is going to be the son, but let's just finish making the dad first.
Right.
But I'm
So we
there
got,
with you, Xander. I'm there. I'm totally there with you that this kid's like, oh, it's gonna be so sad, for sure. So-
He's rebelling against the government because for his son,
Yeah.
sick.
Yep. So remember, just all you have to do is write rebelling. Yeah, the tradition we oppose is the government part. Yeah, it's 6 son. Perfect. That's all we got to do. And then describe ourselves what we look like.
Look awesome. But are we rich?
So I guess we've already described him as a dad. It doesn't have to be, but I guess we've already done that. So I guess they're male.
Yeah, I mean, dads can be female too.
Yeah, I mean it's non.
Yo, we got gems. We're
Standard
born with gems in our
Oh,
faces. Anything's possible.
With him being a dad, he would know of the struggles of the 10 years.
In the wars, totally.
Or
Does he have cool scars?
I was referring to the 10 years of you going out and mining resources.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, he's totally scarred. Does he have like a prosthetic leg?
Yeah.
Um,
It's obviously
Like from a mining accident?
Steampunk leg.
Yeah, totally, like a steam leg. Yeah, like a steam bionic leg is what I'm thinking. Not a peg leg. It's not a pirate, right? But I'm totally down for this.
Well,
Yeah.
is he?
Like he's scarred. I think of he has sideburns, and he
Yeah,
tries.
the button chops.
And yeah, and he totally tries to make sure he has the new outfits and stuff, but he slacks off sometimes, right? He phones it in
He's a
sometimes.
slacker.
He just wears a judge's robe.
Yeah, I
The
feel
same
like
judge's robe just to like show.
yeah,
for the people on
exactly.
trial.
Yeah, he wears the formal judge robes, which obviously you can't like. Well, I'm wearing new clothes underneath it, but I have to wear my official uniform thing, right?
Nobody
God.
does that.
Nobody does that. Exactly, but it's a way to lie, right? It's a way to save face. Totally. Okay. So here's the thing. Do we want our son to be a fallen or the pillar? Do we want our...
What if,
What's the difference between the two?
Right. So the fallen is unmistakably like, Dad, you're crazy. I have to do my civic duty. Like, and they just embody the flaw, right? They are all about this thing, and they don't see what the problem is, and in fact, they support it, right? They promote this concept of greed, that we're not doing enough for it.
there's a pillar that's just like, oh, I'm just a normal dude. I'm gonna actually take it.
One of the
I'm just
many.
gonna benefit
Yeah.
from this service,
Yeah,
and I'm gonna get all this networking and get money.
yeah. Or
know.
yeah, or his son would be like, I feel you, Dad, but like it's I don't want to be the weird person who doesn't go. But I get you, right?
And we don't even
I think
have
the
to.
son has to be the fallen then.
I know, I totally think the son's gotta be the fallen. We're going there. All
Okay.
right. I'll write it in there. Family.
Like, Dad, I'll be fine.
Oh yeah, totally.
Nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dad, you're
I'll get a
crazy.
cool-
Yeah.
Your leg's so cool. I always told you I want a leg just like it. Oh, is that it? Are they like replacing their body with more and more steampunk stuff? You know, the
No,
first
I think
cyborg?
that's embarrassing.
Mm.
Because that's something
embarrassing.
unless
you can't change your prosthetic.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is that what if your prosthetic has to be replaced all the time too? It's like
All right.
super expensive.
I don't know about
Oh, yeah.
replacing your prosthetic, but like having a skin on it.
Yeah, totally. It's
Oh,
there's
silly.
yeah, there's skins. Totally, there's skins for it and designs that match your outfits. Absolutely, decorating those things is totally. So obviously, our son is what's their occupation is government, right?
Hmm.
What
Also, I think
what does our society call the kids who have to go out there? What do we call this draft? Like, what do we call someone who is that? Like, there needs to be a name. Like
Oh,
this is like what you are. It's not a soldier, obviously, right? So like, what are you? Are you like a scout? Like, are you like kind of like the Boy Scouts or something like that? So like, it's called like, so they call you a scout, or like they call you the miners, or like they call like the miners. You know what I mean? Like, let's come up with a name for it real quick. Obviously, it sucks, but like, I feel like that also really helps when you play a game is to give something a proper name. And so what do we call the 20 to 30-year-olds who go out and have to do this stuff?
well, are they
should obviously
mining?
be named after whatever they're getting.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
What
Are they
if it's
actually mining? Or are they
required.
like raiding?
What if it's required that
Oh, I want to
You
bring
have
the snow
to-
into this somehow.
I've been thinking like because people are born with the gemstone already inside of their head, so the mother has to get that gemstone into them somehow. So
What-
what if the people
What
like
if?
eat minerals?
Oh.
Yeah.
I want to call them. I wanna
Like-
call them the snow diver.
Snow divers?
Snow divers.
Yeah. And they have to gather materials that let you ingest gemstones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally.
So-
Snow divers. Perfect. Someone write that down?
I was like just chemicals. You have to. Yeah.
They just have to eat like the certain minerals
This
and stuff.
is- So just to make this clear, he is actually 20. Because I was thinking he was might be 19 and not actually.
Or what if he is 19 but turning 20?
That's what I thought too. Like he's on the verge of being
Yeah,
conscripted.
So is he not yet conscripted?
Like he's getting, I don't know, like probably our first couple scenes are going to be him getting conscripted, right? Like I feel like we're whatever if we want to do a flashback or whatever, like he's getting conscripted. So whatever that is, right?
This is mere
Is this,
days before.
Yeah. Okay. I look a pillar then, huh?
This is way too optimistic. Way too upbeat music.
I told you, man. This kind of music makes me happy. Let us see. How is someone in a relationship with one of
We
these
need
two people?
yeah, we need to get a female perspective on this society now.
Yeah. Let's do a female censor. So she's like a gambler / skyship captain.
My God, is she like the gambling queen?
Yeah, no, she totally has a skyship. Yeah, totally. It's a gambling barge. It's a gambling
Yeah,
barge.
it's gambling
Yeah.
queen.
Yeah, absolutely. What's the relationship to
Absolutely.
the hero though? Is it lover? Like old lover?
Yeah.
Like they're no longer together, but they have they're like divorced or something like that, and they still have the tattoo,
Hmm.
right? Like I
Sure, they
feel
had,
like they got together when he was a
removal,
minor.
Laser removal.
Like he got together when our hero was a snowdiver, or like back when he was
Oh,
like
yes.
like an adventurous youth, and then he settled down and got like his middle wage like lawyer job or whatever, and she was like,
Yeah,
"See
totally.
ya,
Oh.
I'm gonna go run a gambling
Or-
barge."
What if it's something like? What if she is the fallen's like mother, and
Yeah,
they
totally.
did the thing before he had.
Oh,
they
absolutely.
did the thing before the father had to go off and be a snow diver, and so he missed the first 10 years of his son's life.
Oh my god, that's yes. Oh,
And maybe
damn,
maybe she's
damn, yes, that's exactly it.
maybe
Sandra, that's money. That's cash money. That's so good.
so. She hasn't seen who for 10 years.
No, not she. Our hero hasn't seen, because they had so our hero and Pillar got together, hooked up. The mother had a
Yeah.
baby while he was off doing the snow diving, and so he missed the entire for years 1 to 10 of his son's life. And now that he's turning 20, he's like, "No, stay with me." Yeah. All right.
We
There's
missed
an
the
audio
first
kind of
10
text I
years.
wasn't
Now
sure.
we'll miss these 10 years as well.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So I feel like she's the one paying for her son's augmentation
Yeah.
because it's so expensive.
Oh yeah. Hey, thanks for the host, James. Appreciate it, buddy. James is really cool. Does a lot of cool role playing stuff on Arc. Check him out.
Sweet.
All right. So,
What does she look like?
yo, she's still a firecracker. She would be
Okay.
played by none other than Oh, I know her name. I just don't.
Like,
I know what she looks like. I just
What
can't remember
movie?
the name of it.
What movie?
Give me a sec. Sigourney Weaver plays her.
Well,
you spell
okay.
that for me so I can search it.
I don't think anybody can complain about that.
She, Sigourney Weaver is the protagonist in Alien, as well as the rich woman villain in The Defenders. That lady.
And also one of the lead female actor in Ghostbusters.
Yes.
I found her.
I imagine she's Firecracker Sigourney Weaver. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That
As a pirate, like totally.
I also
yeah.
thought she would have red hair.
Yeah. Swashbuckler style clothes, right? Like straight up freebooter.
Just
I
required.
bet she'd love to play this character. It's just like made for her.
Yeah, it's an HBO show. Now we have to come up with some names for our characters, which is always the hardest part, right? What do we think?
Okay, so she's the. Okay.
I mean, we could always go for the pillar's name being Weaver.
Can we get a Judge Dredd reference?
I mean, yeah, actually, like Lady Weaver is like a pretty good name, right? I'll put that down there, Lady Weaver.
I'm fine with it. Weaver's a great name.
And she also has
Like
her
maybe she's like
gemstone
Weaver.
is a ruby.
Oh yeah, let's mark that down. Ruby
Sure.
Stone. I'll write it down. I got it.
So she's got the ruby and the red hair.
Oh yeah.
Or
She's
what is
ruby
the
red.
one,
She's grapefruit
pyro?
juice.
Instead of a ruby, what is the pyro?
I don't know.
Pyro.
So we have Lady Weaver.
Oh, pyro garnet. That's what it is.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I was into gemstones for a while. So
Nice. So you're a resident expert.
I'll post a picture of pyro garnet.
It's like the Fawn's gemstones, like the citrine. Yellow.
Yeah, that's perfect. See, I would have just said that's. I didn't even know that's a thing, and that's I was like, that's a ruby.
The sun is citrine.
Yeah, it's yellow.
Yeah, that one I know.
That's a nice one.
Is our judge like some shitty malachite?
Yeah.
Some stupid green. Sorry, I'm enlarging all the text so people can read it at home.
Sure.
Oops.
Yeah, not even a good green, just the color of my shirt. That's what malachite looks like.
Oh, what about no? That's another red. Too close.
They got to color code things. That's one of like the founding parts of good anime, right? Everything's color coded.
Yes. Okay, cool. So we have Lady Weaver. We still need to come up with names for the son and the father.
Sure.
I'm thinking something like a name like for the son. Something very cliche. Something like Dash or Brash or you know what I mean?
Yeah, Final Fantasy protagonist name.
Right.
Let's go with Dash. I think that's good.
Okay. And then, what's our hero's name?
I got. I don't really get a good feeling for these names, right? Like it's very
Something like
they're more like
sound
titles than names. Right?
or resolute.
Ooh.
Yeah, Resolute's good.
Give me a second. I've been called.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Judge Resolute or the Resolutes. The
No, I like Judge. Judge Resolute.
all right.
So Judge Resolute. Dash. What if everybody has their title as part of their name?
Sure, I'm into that.
So it's like Judge Resolute, Recruit Dash, and Lady Weaver.
Absolutely.
Totally. Cool. Well, it's actually pretty, we're about 90 minutes in, and we just finished all the prep. So how about we take our first break, and then we'll come back and we'll spend the last 90 minutes playing out scenes and playing
Sounds
the game.
good.
All right. So thanks you so much, everybody, for tuning in for this first part of the character creation and world setup, and we'll see you guys on the other side of a 6-minute break.